So we just got scammed $4,000 and it was completely my fault. There were some red flags that I ignored and I was way too quick to trust this individual. Our driveway extends off to the left to be able to park a few extra cars. And when we were renovating the house about 2 years ago, it was pretty much just rocks and weeds. And at the time, instead of putting concrete there, I put gravel down as a temporary option, as I knew that I was going to pour concrete there in the future. However, before I put gravel down, I had reached out to a few concrete workers to get a few estimates to see how much it was going to be, and found out that it was just going to be way too much. That's why we ended up going with the gravel instead. Fast forward to a few months ago, and I got a text from one of those concrete workers that I got an estimate for 2 years ago. He basically reached out saying that he needed some work and that he'd cut me a really good deal if we still needed some concrete work. I knew I wanted to do it at some point in the future. I wasn't necessarily planning on doing it right now, but if he was willing to cut me a good deal, I was open to hear what he could do it for. So he came by and gave me a price that I felt like was really fair. So I said yes, he wrote up a contract and I signed it. When he came by, we talked for probably a good 30 minutes about our families, business, and a bunch of other stuff, and he seemed really trustworthy, and I was actually really excited to work with him because I thought that I could maybe use him in the future as well. He told me that he would need $2,000 to start the project, and then when he was ready to pour concrete, he'd need another $2,000 to order the concrete and all the materials. I pushed back on this a little bit, but he said since he was giving me such a good deal, that's how much it required for him to be able to do the project. That was definitely a big red flag, and I even thought of that, but since he had built such good rapport with me and I had felt like I could trust him, I was okay doing it. So I sent him the first $2,000. He came by that week and ripped out our old concrete and gravel that was there, which built even more trust because he had actually come and started the work, so obviously I thought that he was gonna continue with it. You can probably see where the story's going. I paid him the extra $2,000, so $4,000 in total, and he pretty much has ghosted me ever since. He left a massive pile of old concrete in our driveway that we had to deal with, and just completely stopped all communication for a few days. When he finally responded, he just started giving stupid excuses, and that if I wanted my money back, I could dispute it with the bank, which at that point I knew this was his plan all along, was to get as much as he could out of me and then just kind of take it and run. Again, totally my fault for trusting him and for paying him that much up front, which I shouldn't have done, but I gave him a few weeks to make it right and come back and finish the project. I even offered him more money to come finish, and he just wasn't taking anything. So I talked to a friend that is a lawyer, and he suggested that we just take him to small claims court. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now. I don't know if we'll ever see the $4,000 again. I'm not really planning on that happening. It would be awesome if we did, but we're just pursuing this route kind of to see what the process would be like, and so that he will stop doing this to other people in the future. The nice part for us is that we did have a signed contract that I took a picture of that I'm able to show as proof. So I'm hoping that it will go our way, and I will keep you updated with what ends up happening with it. All right, that's all. Bye-bye.